Good evening, everybody. This is Victor Kilo 4, Golf Romeo Bravo, Gary in Fairyland. It's just gone 19:30 hours, 7:30 p.m. It is a Wednesday night, so it's VK4BAD BadNet. Okay, I'll now change my call sign to VK4 Bravo Alpha Delta. For the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club. We hold this net every Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m., 19:30 hours, and on this frequency. Okay, so far I've got VK4HOO. Is there anyone else want to join the net? VK4BAD?
VK4 Mike Echo Echo Gary. VK4 IJP, good evening.
Okay, we've got VK4 HOO, VK4 Mike Echo Echo, and VK4 IJP. Anyone else want to join the Wednesday night bad net? VK4 BAD?
VK4 JRA.
Okay, we've got VK4 JRA. Good evening there, Jake. It's Wednesday night. I've got a funny feeling that there is a football match on tonight, or a rugby match on tonight. Not too sure, but I've just got that funny feeling. VK4BAD, listening for any more call-ins? Okay, nothing else heard at the present time. Never know, we might find someone there shortly. Okay, at the moment we've got VK4HOO, VK4 Mike Echo Echo, VK4 IJP, VK4 JRA. Good evening there, Andy, Eric, Ian, and Jake. Okay, it's currently 17.1 degrees outside. It was a nippy 0 degrees there last night, this morning when I got up. So it's a nice, cool kind of breeze at the moment, and not a problem on that. Okay, this is Victor Kilo 4, Bravo Alpha Delta for the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club. Does anyone else want to join the net? VK4BAD listening? Okay, nothing else heard at the present time. We might get a couple there later on. Okay, the list as I've got it at the present time is VK4HOO Andy, VK4 Mike Echo Echo Eric, VK4 IJP Ian, my apologies there, Ian, and VK4 JRA Jake. Okay, last call before I start the first round. VK4BAD, listening? Okay, Jake might have something to say a little bit later on. I've got a very funny feeling on that one. And I'll put my 2 cents piece in afterwards. Okay, it's been a beautiful day today. I've been working on the vehicle at the moment. It's off the road at the present time. I had a bit of a shimmy in the bottom end or underneath the vehicle, and I felt that shimmy about 6 months back, just before a tower shaft went bye-bye. So I've pulled the tower shaft out and I've put all new uni joints in this one. When I got the a replacement tower shaft, I just popped it straight in, working on good faith that it was going to work properly. But being pre-packed uni joints, it had the same problem as what mine had. So I've well, as I said, I've got a tail shaft sitting on the back tray at the moment in a couple of pieces. So I'll finish it off tomorrow. Okay, before we start the first round, we'll see if there's anyone else that's come in as yet. VK4BAD listening. Okay, nothing as yet. As I said, I've got a funny feeling that there's a rugby match being played tonight. So I assume there'll be someone who likes the rear end sniffers. Well, since we're up in the rear end sniffers country, I expect so. Since they all call my sport aerial ping pong. Okay, VK4HOO. Over to you there, Andy. VK4 BAD.
And a very, very good evening to you, Gary, and gents. Very good evening. Yeah, considering we religiously watch current affair, but the footy match has taken preference over that. So I guess, yeah, they'd mostly get more people watching the footy match than what they would on current affair. It's sort of just strange in itself. I'm now officially retired. I've hung up my hat and just going to sort of see how things go over the next couple of months. Yeah, just take things as they come, because work was getting in the way of my lawn bowls, especially on a Friday, and that's generally the busiest day in the funeral industry. So I'm not going to miss it one little bit. So I'm pretty chuffed with that. Yeah, I'll stay for the second one, Gary. Eric, g'day, brother. How are you? VK4 Mike Echo VK4HOO.
VK4HOO, VK4 Mike Echo VK. G'day, Andy. Good to see you there, mate. Nice to see everybody else there. And I've been pretty bloody crook, Andy. Won't elaborate on it there, but God Almighty, thought I was actually going to die, to be quite honest there. And the bloody hospital's full with the flu. So I've already got blue nurses that come here doing the cleaning for the house, so I just added a few more nurses there to look after me there. And I was over 13 days laying down in bed. I've only been up 3 or 4 days. But anyway, I'm still alive. Won't bore you there. But I'd like to thank Ian, IJP, for ringing up every now and then to see how I was. Just living on my own there. That was very kind of Ian. I'm grateful for that there. And I'm sure that Russell is. I got on to Russell today, and he's bloody crook, and just as crook. I think he's going through the second stage like I was there, Ian. and he was going to the doctor's today, and I haven't heard either hair of him. I gave him a call earlier, but to know about he might be in bed or might be in hospital for all I know, but things are not good in Tullarook there, mate. And I noticed a few of the boys on 80-metre band, I get on there of a morning. Apparently several of them are extremely ill down New South Wales too, with much the same bloody thing as I had there. And one bloke's been there 3 weeks in hospital there, and it's touch and go whether he lives. He's still there, so looks like it's some bloody wog. I don't know what it is, but it's not very bloody nice. I wouldn't wish it on anybody there. Okay there, Ian, VK4 India Juliet Papa, VK4 Mike Echo Echo. G'day Ian, how you going, mate?
VK4MEE, this is VK4IJP in the group. Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm just, I live my life in isolation here in Proston. Just go up to the shop occasionally, go to the post office, pick up the occasional parcel, come back home, have a cup of coffee, drink some water. I tried not to, I don't know. It's not as if I'm trying to keep out of the way of a bug or anything like that. That's just the way how life is here. I imagine it's sort of the same for you too, Gary. Yeah. Especially when your car's breaking down off a road. You sort of can't go anywhere, mix with anyone. But yeah, no, I've been pretty busy. I've been out with a whippersnipper, just doing up around some of the edges. But a little bit of rain we've got. Things have got a tiny, tiny little tinge of green. There's some long, weepy, weedy stuff. It's not grass. It's something else. I don't know what it is. Some weed. I don't think I'll know that. I think I think it's sort of helping keeping whatever grass there is alive by absorbing the frost. And we've probably had more frost this year than what we've had for some time. And I know we've had a lot more fires in the house to keep warm this year than what we have for some other time. But yeah, no, I've been just trimming things up around the place. We're going away to Gympie this weekend. We're leaving tomorrow, so we're going to go to Gympie tomorrow and come home on Sunday, and then we're getting ready to go away again. Yeah. Other than that, I've been doing a little bit of tuning up on my antenna system, so things are working a little bit better and tuning up a little bit easier with the antenna tuning unit. And I'm sort of happy with the way the HF radio is going at the moment. It's maybe a tiny little bit under power. That's probably because the transistors are probably not quite 100% compatible. So I think I'm just going to have to be happy with the way how it is. So basically it's running about 80 watts on HF instead of 100. So I'm just going to probably keep a bit of an investigation out on it. I think it could be something related to the idle current for the transistors. So I might spend it. But basically I've got top and bottom covered back on the radio, and it's sitting there and it's looking up at me and that. So as I said, I'm happy, and I've had a number of good contacts. So it's working and people can understand me. Yeah, down to Jake. Long time no he heard from you, Jake, and it sounds like Gary's busting at the seams. You must know something. VK4GRA in the BADNet group, VK4IJP.
Yeah, VK4RJP, VK4JRA in the group. Oh gosh, I don't know what I know that Gary doesn't know. Well, yeah, he knows everything, Gary. So, yeah, I think the only thing I know is that I've got a radio interview on ABC radio on a Saturday morning. I think it's at 8:30, I'm pretty sure, about a club here in Dalby. So, that obviously you're part of. Ian and Gary, so yeah, just a bit of a what is amateur radio and what do we do as a club, and you know what's in it for members and things like that. So every Saturday morning they're going to be doing a bit of a half-hour thing on local clubs, and yeah, we got picked. So yeah, that's a little bit of exciting news. So I'll have to see how I go, see how many ums and ahs and yeahs I put in there. So I have to practice my talking skills. Anyway, not a lot else is happening out here. Hope you have a safe trip there, Ian, up to Gympie. I think Gympie's quite nice. Rainbow Beach is quite nice as well, and it's not too far away. I used to go there a fair few times when we were younger, and yeah, really enjoyed it. So, not a lot's going on with the radio side of things out here. Just sort of still fiddling around with our Dalby Town repeater a little bit. So, currently working on an interface cable for the repeater controller, which is an Electra 2000 to a Tate TM8100 series UHF radio, and that will be for a link to RTQ UHF repeater when it gets moved to a bit higher location and comes into Dalby a little bit better. The town repeater will get linked to that one to sort of expand its coverage out here, and that will also bring the Monday night net out here as well. So, yeah, sort of having some thoughts for that repeater, maybe in a slightly different spot on another hill somewhere in the future sometime. So, sort of want to test out its linking capabilities with the current controller and whatnot that's on it. So, all right, I think that's enough from me for the first round, so I'll pass it back to you, Gary. VK4JRA, VK4BAD. Back to you, Gary.
Okay, VK4 VK4 BAD returning. No worries there, Jake. Don't worry, I'm just doing bits and pieces. Where am I? Wrong one, that one. Yeah, okay. I'm with it there now. I've made up a header, and I'll also do the same. I'll record it on Saturday morning, and put it on my lot, as well as, you know, depending on which ones are what. Anyway, no problems. No worries there, Andy, on putting up the at home sign, or is it the feet up sign? There. But anyway, nice to hear you saying you're actually on your retiring. And okay there, Eric. On yeah, I'm in the same boat this way there, Eric. I live by myself this way as well, and it's yeah, it's one of those ones, isn't it? But other than that, I like it that way. I really don't like people. Don't take me wrong or anything like that, but I prefer to be by myself, and I very rarely go into town and all that stuff because I just can't don't really like crowds. So I do what I got to do, and the radio does most of my stuff. I talk to people and have conversations and keeps me stand by. Keeps me not lonely. There. For the ones who don't understand, I do have Asperger's syndrome, which is part of the autism spectrum. There, and I prefer to be by, as I said, I prefer to be by myself. Other than that, yeah, as I said there, Jake, I'll be recording it as well. I've already made a header up, which ain't much. It's just on top of the one I do now. I just put ABC broadcast or interview and the date. So it's already ready to go. Okay there, Ian, on going to Gympie, and there'll be one. But before we keep on going, is there anyone else want to join the net? VK4BAD listening? Nope, no one else at the present time. As I said, I've got a funny feeling rugby is on tonight. I think it's the third test, the third one, I think. Tells you how much I really take many notice of it. But other than that, we'll continue on with the second round. VK4HOO. Back to you there, Andy. VK4BAD.
Thanks, Gary. Yeah, it's interesting things, and yeah, that sounds great, Jake. Just the man to do it. You'll come over very polished, and I'll work out the ABC, and I'd like to hear it. That would be good. I don't really have anything else to sort of put in. Yeah, the days have been nice, though. The wind in Toowoomba hasn't been here for a couple of days. I don't want to sort of Jana it, but it's quite nice without that wind. The wind just goes free. You're not around you. Take care, guys, and we'll keep in contact. And I'm trying to rack my brain. The company I work for, they're the woman that runs our area. When I handed my resignation in, a few things was sort of said in the good tense. They do respect me and do like me, so we'll just take things as they come. But at this point, this time on a Wednesday night at 5 to 8, I'm retired. Eric, keep well, brother. Not good. VK4, Mike, Echo.
Yeah, Roger there, Andy there, VK4 up before I was crook there, and Russell's crook too. There we went up there and whipped down an antenna. Oh my God almighty there. Talking about a steep roof. Never mind Queenslanders and their little you can walk up a roof. Well, you can't this one. We went up there and we ripped it down, and then I put up a bit of 65 foot of aluminium line there for it'd be good on 40, 20 and 10 for Russell to get out. And unfortunately then we all got the flu, and everything's come to a screaming halt there, and Ian was going to go out there and have a look at the antenna, and of course can't do that because everybody's crook at the moment. We don't want Ian to get crook. So everything's a screeching halt there, and I was talking to Russell today, HLR, and he was going to a doctor's about 2 or 3 o'clock or something there, and you could hardly understand him. He was pretty crook. So now, no doubt he might be listening there. If you are, Russell, hope you get better soon. And yeah, we had an old saying in the bush there years ago. If you want to go chasing a bag of wind around of a weekend, well, you haven't worked hard enough during the bloody week. And that's about where we stand on that subject of chasing bags of wind around and golf balls and all of that there. You got, if you can still do that, well, you got a bit more work in you. So, you know, I'd expect a bit more work if you was working for me at the bush there. I can honestly tell you that there. If not, you might be fired, because I've got no tolerance to people that want to waste their time doing things like that when they can do something constructive on the cattle station. Dear, oh dear, like breaking a new horse in or a few things like that. Just got to get the message through to them there. But anyway, all right there, that's about it for me, and I'm starting to recover and come pretty good there. And looks like you're going to have a good holiday up there, Ian. Are you getting the Bundy repeater, are you? I did hear it a little bit on me vertical the other day there. So what do you run, got a beam running that way there, Ian? There, mate, there, over.
Eric, yeah, I've got a 3-element beam. I did have a pointing to this repeater, but I turned it around to Bundy, which is basically the opposite direction. And I can hit that, and it comes back fairly strong. And I can use this repeater quite happily from the back of the beam. So I think that's sort of like a nice little happy medium. So, basically I've now worked out how to get the radio to scan. So I scan 3 repeaters, the 2 down there and the one at Bundy. So, and I've got a mate over at Harvey Bay, so it's given me access over to him. So, I'm quite pleasantly surprised and happy. And of course, accessing that repeater, I think it's linked to another repeater at Rockhampton. So that's actually quite some distance. So that has really opened up the horizons for me. And of course, if I did use 950, that would actually open up some real horizons as well. But it's a little bit noisy into my place, so sort of even with the beam pointing to it, it's not that much better. So, but anyway. And something else I did forget is I had my 6-metre antenna break. It was only made out of electrical conduit, and the hole that I drilled through it for the cable to go into it, above the mounting point, the wind tore it. So now I've got to go and find a better material to make a 6-metre flower pot antenna. So, yeah. And Jake, yeah, we regularly go down to Rainbow Beach. We really like staying out and going out to Inskip and yeah, spending a little bit of time out there. And I just love watching the guys getting bogged on the beach. I just don't know how they do it. So I just don't know how they do it. The number of people I see, they just seem to get bogged on the beach, and I just don't know how they do it that easy. I've gone to extremes to get bogged in there. I just always been able to drive out of it, except for one occasion, and we basically got into the sand up to the axles, so that meant a fair bit of digging. But yeah, we did get around that issue. Jake, again, which ABC Toowoomba? Because I'll stream it. I'll set myself up an alarm and we'll stream it. And I suppose worst comes to worst, Gary will have it on his channel, so we'll catch up to there. But that sounds good, mate. That sounds good. So they must have done a little bit of research looking for clubs and that. And it's a bit interesting that they've been able to find the amateur club. That's really good. VK4GRA, VK4IJP.
Yeah, VK4RJP, VK4JRA returning. I thought I'd let the repeater do it. A little bit of a thing there. So, yeah, as far as I'm aware, Ian, it'll be on the, I think it'll be on the 747 AM radio that we get, that comes from here in Dalby. It'll probably get over your way. I don't know. We do have a bunch of other ABC radio channels, but they're on FM. And we got Triple J, and you'd have to be crazy to listen to that music, I tell you. I know people that think Hit FM music is bad enough. You listen to Triple J, and it's a whole different, whole different genre of music, I tell you. But no, I think it's on the AM station, so 747, and there might be another one over closer to you there, Ian, but I'd say you'd probably get it on that. That's what I'm thinking anyway. So, and I'm not sure whether, I think it is like fully live, so that, when I'm on the phone is actually when we're on air. I think the segment runs at the same time when I'm on the phone. So, yeah, I will find out anyway, but I won't have the radio on in the background because for some reason I can't stand to hear myself. For some of the work I do, sometimes I talk into a radio, and if I hear myself, coming from another radio a second later, in and out of a repeater, I just start stumbling straight away, and it just messes me right up. So I won't be listening to myself, but going to I've got some questions that they sent through that I'm sort of going to jot down a few notes for, so I can refer to them during the segment. So no, it should be good. The original message asking whether we'd be interested in doing it come through the Facebook page. So maybe they just were looking up, maybe they just searched up club on Facebook or something like that. If they had gone to the website, there's all sorts of contact stuff on the website. There's email addresses, there's a contact form as well. But no, I'd say they found us on Facebook, so it's proved useful once. So yeah. We've also got our meeting and AGM coming up next month. Ross sent out an email about that the other day. So it's on the 12th of August here in Dalby. So, yeah, everyone's welcome. Be the normal meeting and then the AGM. So, yeah, I'll just break for a tick so I don't time it out. Yeah, VK4GRA returning. Yeah, just going through some notes here that I've written down. All right with the Bundaberg repeater too there, Ian. I got on it a couple of times when I was up there sort of on holidays. We were at Bundaberg and we went over to Woodgate Beach. It was quite nice as well. Nice quiet little town, Woodgate, a lot smaller and quieter than Rainbow Beach. Quiet, you can pretty well do whatever you want. But yeah, Rainbow Beach is really nice too. I haven't been there for a fair few years, probably since 2010 or 12. And I haven't been to Inskip since then either. So I think the last time I went to Inskip, it still had most of its sand. I don't think I've seen it now since most of it's disappeared. So anyway, I don't think I've got a lot to add. I hope everyone that's feeling a bit off starts to feel a bit better and mends up a little bit. So it's no good when you're crook. I know the feeling, and you just don't feel like doing anything. And yeah, it sucks big time. So my best wishes to all those people. All right, I'll listen to the end and I'll pass it back to you, Gary. I think that's about all I've got to add. VK4BAD, this is VK4GRB in the group.
Yeah, VK4GRA, VK4 Golf Romeo Bravo, correction, VK4BAD for the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club. Yeah, okay. I'm in the same one. Don't you sound strange? You hear yourself and, yes. Well, I'm doing that at the moment. I've got a set of cans on. And, of course, I could hear myself when I'm talking via... it's come through my system. I could... I've already got the phone. I take my radio off the phone, so I could actually Bluetooth straight into my audio mixer, and so it goes straight into the audio mixer via Bluetooth. Not a problem with that one. Yes. It's one of those ones. Before we shut down the net, is there anyone else want to join? This is VK4 Bravo Alpha Delta listening. Nope. As I said, I had a funny feeling it will be a pretty quick net tonight due to... that rugby game on. Okay, with that lot there, nice to hear you in there, Andy, Eric, Ian, and Jake. And we'll catch us all again the same time next week. Okay, this is Victor Kilo 4, Bravo Alpha Delta for the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club. I'll now change my call sign back to my home call of VK4 Golf Romeo Bravo, Gary in Fairyland. And we'll leave the frequency open for general traffic. This is Victor Kilo 4 Golf Romeo Bravo. Until the same time next week, 7-3, and catch us then.
23 is Gary. Okay, 4 Juliet Romeo Alpha, you around, Jake?